Hello, family. Welcome to your new moon oracle reading. This new moon falls in the sign of Scorpio, the watery depths of passion, of creativity, sexuality, shadows, secrets, the hidden realms, and death, rebirth. Just taking a deep breath and aligning with being in a clear space to receive the intentions, to weave into this time of planting seeds, of going deep into the dark, fertile earth, going deep into the belly of the mother, into the womb of the waters, and receiving all of the nourishment, all of the reflections, all of the messages and guidance that may help us to transcend, transmute, accept, acknowledge, rectify, and realize our true potential. And so calling on the highest light of truth, wisdom, and healing, providing us with all of the insights, direction that would support aligning us to our highest destiny. And so be it. And since we are working with this scorpionic energy on this new moon, I'm going to bring in the Pluto deck and feel into what is here for the collective and our reading. And we get the archetype of the bear as the overall general reading. And I'm sensing so much in the field, the way that the eclipse is showing up still. And it's almost as if the things that we have learned, have noticed, really just noticed in the last couple of weeks, few weeks, coming out of this eclipse cycle, that a lot of it's relative now. You know, the eclipse is always this time of purification, detoxification, and often there are things that we didn't know that we didn't know about ourselves, particularly around relationship with this eclipse, balancing. And we're in the point of time of identifying what those things have been that we experience, really what their true nature is. And with working with the bear, and I'll show you this image on here, it is very shadowy in nature. And when I think of the bear, I think of a protector. I think of a type of guardian. And you can take a look here. And you see that there are some herbs in this image as well. And both the herbs and the hand coming out of the skull to make the image of the bear in the cave. There's something significant here. Some reparenting. That's what this card offers. It's something I know without a doubt has been showing up in my own personal field of recognizing these fractures and places still in my own internal landscape and the way that I interact with others is reflecting back some parts of my inner child that still want to be integrated, that still want to be healed and loved and reparented. So the mighty mother bear has a dangerous reputation. As one of the fiercest animals around, a mama bear commands respect. Other animals in the environment, including humans, notice steer clear of her young, as the mother is never far behind. Because of her protective nature, the bear card represents our relationship with our own mother and mothering in general, for better or worse. When the energy of the bear is present, it may be our actual relationship with our mom that is influencing the situation. Perhaps there is something big happening with her, or maybe there is tension between the two of you. Even if the situation is less overt than that, mom is ultimately at the root of the scenario. If you are estranged from your mother or don't have the best relationship with her, it could be maternal issues coming to rear their ugly head. Regardless, you are being asked to look at your relationship to mother. If your needs weren't met growing up, how can you, as your own parent, show up and meet them now? It may also be that there's another mother figure you can turn to for support. One who embodies both the nurturing and fiercely protective energies of the bear. So this card came in reverse, and to me it's a request to look at the internal structure of the family with highlights around the mother archetype. There was a lot of masculine with the full moon of looking at the father, looking at the father parent, the father archetype, the masculine archetype. And so now it's time to balance by looking at the mother. I'm curious to get a bit more here and reveal some deeper lessons that I feel are trying to get our attention. And I know for me, it's just felt like a time to be a bit more reflective, a bit more integrative. And I've found, as usual, connecting with the earth, doing anything that is connecting us back with the mother of the earth, the mother of the cosmos, that presents herself in the form of this space-time continuum, this planetary consciousness, that I'm able to get really clear on what was not clear before. I'm able to co-create with the intelligence of the earth and the cosmos, but it requires that time being outside. So we have the gatherer who shows up here, who reminds us that this is a season to really make something, receive, gather and store for the winter. The number 21 feels significant too, so maybe looking for that number. 2 and 1 numerology is 3. 3 being the structure of the pyramid, being the Trinity, being unity. And when I think of balance, I actually think of 3. You think of the triangle, which is a balance point. And also it is that unification of masculine, feminine, and then the one that they become when you bring both of them together in harmony. Before we cultivated grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, and the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty around her. Look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance, and everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notions of scarcity that have limited your choices and colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with the low-hanging fruit that is all around you. This came in during these last 2 weeks, was really utilizing the elements that are already in your life, acknowledging, noticing the blessings that are already there, not seeking more, seeking something outside of what's relevant in your life at the moment, but really working with all of those ingredients. You know, are you out looking for some other ingredient to add to your recipe that really has been in your kitchen all along? It's a powerful message. The fullness of this message, and I'll show you this Gatherer card so you can feel into that energy. Again, that number 21. What does that represent to you? Are you seeing this? You may be seeing this in your day-to-day. And yeah, more to be shared. This is what's here right now. Can you accept and take advantage of what you've been given with generosity and have gratitude for what is already present in your life? We're so quick just to move on to the next thing without even appreciating what's here. I recognize in myself this pattern of I get the thing and then I'm happy with it for a short period of time, and then it's like, what's the next best thing? What's the next best thing? This is natural. This is just a part of the human experience, and evolving into the consciousness of being the creator, the creatress, one that is not separate, who does not need the gratification, the satisfaction of having material things or achievement, but recognizing in every moment that all that is needed is already there. So the path of right relationship at this time is bringing in the element of grace. This goddess of spiritual awakening. She's the goddess of spiritual awakening, of wealth and balance. She says, I come to correct adharma, that which is dark, unnatural, and against nature, life, love, and goodness. I redress the misuse of wealth and power. I awaken the heart to the vision of light and truth that was once hidden. Trust in the innocence of your soul and fear not, for I am ever watchful, and my grace brings truth. Divine justice is always brought to bear with compassion. Don't waste your valuable time and energy worrying about people getting away with things. On a cosmic level, there is only justice. That is not always visible to a human level, and yet that doesn't preclude divine order unfolding. Everything is balanced by karma in the long run. So this goes on to speak about that which appears to be devoid of light shall arise light, and that which appears to be hidden in darkness shall be perceived and blessed and transformed. Even if all seems lost or something doesn't seem right, divine knowledge is absolute and complete and trustworthy. From the perspective of those with awakened hearts, the world can sometimes appear to be a disturbing and frightening place where negative activity leads to prosperity, whilst good and worthy people struggle and suffer. It may appear that those who have wisdom are barely heard, whilst angry people with fear in their hearts are afforded attention and power. It may seem that what matters are afforded attention and power. So this speaks to not get caught into the co-creative forces that bring about negativity, that bring about the things that we don't desire, and rather transcending our need to judge into grace, into radical grace. And as we do that, we receive grace, and we also move into the timeline where balance and harmony are restored. This indicates that we may be put into positions at this time to be on both the giving and receiving end of grace. All of the people and the situations that are inhibiting us from being in right relationship, that trigger us in believing that we are separate and that we are victims of circumstance, we are victims to someone else's behaviors. The answer continues to be to go in the heart, and the heart always responds with grace and compassion, grace and compassion. And this doesn't mean that we don't set boundaries. It just means that we forgive freely. And we're willing to accept that forgiveness as well. This brings about alignment, flow, and right relationship. The Fibonacci series and the golden ratio on which it's based is a number sequence in which each number is the sum of the preceding two numbers. A rose's petals unfold in the golden ratio, with each new set of petals growing in the spaces of the previous set. Perhaps this is why we feel change by gazing into the spiral of a rose. The original rose looked very different to those we grow today. It possessed 5 petals. And interestingly, if we track the movements made by the planet Venus as she orbits the sun, over a period of 8 years, we see they create a 5-fold rose pattern called the Rose of Venus. Venus was the Roman goddess of love, sex, and fertility, and her symbol was the rose. Perhaps the ancients knew more about the interconnectedness of the universe and life than we think. There's a sacred order to all things. Nature holds the codes of life. As you're a part of nature, you do too. There's an intelligent force governing all of life, the same force that tells flowers when to bloom and the planet how to spin exists within you. Our tendency to overanalyze and overthink can get us out of alignment with nature and thus life. Our resistance to change does this too. This card is an invitation to look at anything that doesn't feel in alignment. It's a reminder to trust in the tapestry of your life, your ever-changing nature, and to be dedicated to living a life that's deeply aligned. What is no longer in alignment with who you're being called to be? Yeah, I feel this so strong, fam. So strong. And bringing in one last card to seal this transmission. This is the pillar of light. Your vibration is rising and you are the oracle. You know, I find it, I don't have the words for it, but I find it something that often people will reflect to me that they don't have the same vision, or they wish that they were clairvoyant, or they wish that they had, you know, a active third eye. And the thing is we all have the capacity to have the answers. to receive the downloads. And in that process of clearing and attuning to those energies and being able to distinguish, discern, and disseminate that information, that we experience these sometimes strange symptoms, and often because of our own belief system of comparison, that it should look this way because this person does it like this, and I really resonate with the way that they see and that they are. And in reality, it might be that you're getting all of those messages, but you're focused on what it should look like rather than attuning to what it is for you. And I say that to encourage you, if that's really where your heart is and you want to develop that there are many methods and tools and practices to do it, and everyone has that capacity. But your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You are heaven and earth in perfect expression. A conduit for the light of the heavens to the earth. You are the rainbow bridge. Take time to meditate. Imagine yourself as a pillar of light connecting the light of the heavens above with the earth. As the light shines through each of your chakras, you activate the rainbow bridge that many ancient scriptures speak of. Raising your vibration, the vibration of the planet, linking the higher realms of the cosmos, guides, angels, and spirit with the ancient wisdom keepers and beings of the planet. They dance together through you. They sing together through you. Without your body, voice, and creations, neither can be expressed. For too long, we've been taught that God is outside of us, giving away our power to angels and spirit guides. But without you, they do not have a voice. You are the oracle. Do not look for guidance outside, for you hold all the wisdom of the entire universe in the portal of your heart. In every cell of your body, do not see the angels and guides as above you, for without you, they have no way to communicate. You are the oracle. You are the rainbow bridge. You are the pillar of light. You are the pillar of light. So as we recap, bringing in the medicine of the bear and calling in the spirit of the bear, of the mama bear, to develop, discern, and show us where we can cultivate this ferocity of the mother inside of us, caring for ourselves, caring for others, protecting parts of ourselves that have felt vulnerable, and protecting the parts of ourselves that really needed somebody to step in and say, enough is enough. Or to say, oh, I can feel your pain and I'm right here with you. I'm not here to change it and I'm not here to take it away, but I'm here to protect you as you are in a process. And working with all of these elements that are here, looking for the gold, looking for all of the ingredients in the recipe that are already there. What value do they have? And as you may be triggered, or you have had people that you felt have done you wrong, have again triggered you, to heal these wounds, offer your grace, do the thing that feels unnatural to do maybe, which is to forgive, to truly allow grace to flow. And grace is something that comes from, it's a divine quality. It's not something that comes from the mind. It comes from the heart, and it comes from the part of us that is able to transcend the limitation of the ego that only wants to protect and therefore cannot allow forgiveness to occur in many cases. And this brings us into a position of right relationship, of flow and alignment, and feeling for that, feeling for what that feels like, and calling that into your living experience. As we are all ascending and awakening right now, and that the things that are most polarized in our emotions and most active in our minds, these patterns and in the body, that we are rapidly trying to process out this karma for the planet individually. And it's time. It's time. It's what's standing in the way is anywhere where we're not in the flow and willing to trust and offer radical grace and forgiveness. So just bringing all of that together and sending you all with this transmission of healing and light. May it be received in your cells and stored in your memory when you are triggered. And I'm certain that you know many situations that this speaks to in your own life right now, and that this message bring about a connection and support system to navigate and to shed and work through these layers with grace for yourself and your process. If you felt like this was helpful, please hit like, help me with the algorithms, and share, hit subscribe, all of the things. And until we meet again on the full moon, keep it pure and stay simple. Pura vida.